A very good evening, Zimbabwe. You are listening to Studio 7 Live Talk. And today, on Wednesday, March 30th, 2022, my name is Chris Gande.
And I'm Jonga Kandemiri.
We would like to inform our listeners that because of the coronavirus pandemic, we are not able to give you our usual show, and you'll not be able to call in since we are broadcasting from our homes.
Thanks for joining us. You are listening to Studio 7 Live Talk. This evening, we are going to look at the just ended by-elections that was held in 28 parliamentary constituencies and more than 120 municipal wards.
The opposition Citizens Coalition for Change managed to retain most of the parliamentary seats, except for two that had earlier been won by the opposition.
Before the elections, there were complaints that the electoral body, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, or ZEC, had been accused of moving people's names from different polling stations and other anomalies.
However, the result of the polls appeared to have made some members of the opposition to lapse into some state of bravado.
Some activists are still calling for the opposition to take ZEC to the courts so that no shenanigans are repeated in the 2023 elections.
We are also going to look at the ongoing war in Ukraine, where Russia has said that it's scaling down its operations, although shelling of the capital, Kyiv, and other cities continues unabated.
But first, let's take a look at the COVID-19 situation.
As at 29 March 2022, Zimbabwe had 246,042 confirmed cases, including 237,554 recoveries and 5,439 deaths. To date, a total of 5 million people have been vaccinated against COVID-19.
The Minister of Health reports that 115 coronavirus cases were reported yesterday, with one person succumbing to COVID-19.
Yebo Zulukandaba siyadibana njalo kuhlelo lwethu lwe-live talk lamhlanje ke kuhlelo siphatha ke indaba ezimbalwa. Siqala ke ngokukhangela indaba yokhetho, ukhetho lusanda kwedlula ama-by-elections lapho ke okunqobe amabandla amabili esingathi wona angiwo amakhulu elizweni iZanu PF le CCC kumbe iCitizens Coalition for Change. Siyabona ukubana ngaphandle kwezikhundla ezimbili ama-parliamentary seats ayevele engawe bamabandla aphikisayo isayi-MDC Alliance yiwo athethwe libandla leZanu PF. Sizaphinda njalo sikhangele lempi eyenzakalayo ke okwamanje e-Ukraine phakathi kwele-Ukraine le-Russia. Sikhangele nje njalo le ndaba ye-COVID-19. Siyabona ukubana lezi nsuku kukhona okuthiwa khona yi-blitz osekubangele ukubana kuhlatshwe abantu abaningi ijekiseni ye-COVID-19. Sikhuluma nje ngelanga linye bebedlula bona inkulungwane ezilikhulu, more than 100,000 ngelanga linye kabahlatshwayo. Izindaba ezimnandi lezo ke sizaxoxela ngazo Jonga.
Wongu wadiwa vateereri tinogamuchira nemufaro muchirongwa chedu chatinotarisa zvinosangana nevana veZimbabwe vari kunze kwenyika nevari munyika ati vakanganwe. Nhasi musi wechitatu, tingati musi wa30 kurume 30 March 2022 kupera kwemwedzi uku. Dai ari mazuva edu ekare takutotarisira kuti mwedzi wapera, envelope yakuuya, zvinhu zvanaka, asi vari kutambirawo nenzira iyoyo tinotarisira kuti nhasi nemangwana panonzi mwedzi wanyatsopera vese vanenge vakwanisa kuwana mari dzavo. Chirongwa chino tinopa mukana kune vari kunze kwenyika nevari munyika kuti tinge tichikurukura nyaya dzakasiyana siyana. Nhasi nyaya yatiri kutarisa inyaya yesarudzo dzema-by-elections dzakabva kuitwa, dzakakundwa mapoka mazhinji, tingati mawards kana maconstituents akawanda. Takawana bato idzva re Citizens Coalition for Change CCC richitora zvigaro zvakambenge zviri pasi pebato reMDC Alliance tichiyeuka kuti musarudzo dza2018 bato reMDC-T rakakwikwidza rakabatana nemapato pasi peMDC Alliance. Saka zvigaro izvozvo ndo zvakazokwikwidza mushure mekunge nhengo dzeMDC Alliance dzadzingwa muparamende nebato reMDC-T rinotungamirwa nava Douglas Monzora. Saka takaona bato reCCC richitora zvigaro izvozvo kunze kwezvigaro zvinenge zvitatu zvakaenda kubato reZANU-PF mudare reparamende, muzvigaro zvedare reparamende. Pane nyaya yakazosimudzwa nemapato akati kuti kusanganisira iro bato reCCC takanzwa vachitaura nyaya yekuti aiwa tapedza nemutambo uyu, takuda mutambo wa2023, asi vana veZimbabwe vari kunze kwenyika vanofanira kunge vachivhota, inganzi diaspora vote. Ndo imwe yenyaya yatikuda kuti tinge tichikurukura nezvayo nhasi. Tichabatawo nyaya iri kuitika kuUkraine uko, kuhondo iriko mushure mekupinda nechisimba kweRussia muUkraine. Tanzwa kuti maguta anosanganisira iro guta guru reKiev nemamwe ari kuramba achibhombwa, kunyanga hazvo Russia yambenge yapa munongedzo wekunge yakudzikisa nyaya dzayo dzehondo zvairi kuita imomo. Tichitarisawo nyaya yeCovid-19, tonzwa kuti nezuro kune munhu mumwe chete akafa neCovid-19, vamwe 115 wakawanikwa vaine denda irori anganzi new cases. Tiri kunzwa kuti kune uwandu hwevanhu vakawanda vari kudarika zviuru 100 kana more than 100,000 pazuva vari kuenda kunobayiwa nhomba dzakasiyana siyana, ingava nhomba yekutanga, yepiri neyechitatu, vari kubayiwa pazuva mushure mekunge hurumende yaparura chirongwa chekubaya nhomba cheblitz, chekuti vanhu vese vanga vachiwana mukana wekubayiwa nhomba iyoyo. Tinonzwa kuti chirongwa ichochi chinenge chiri kuti tambirwei tichienzanisa nechirongwa chekutanga nekuti zvakaitwa in phases. Tinonzwa kuti chirongwa chekutanga pane pakambenge paine kahesitance kana kuti vanhu vaimbotaka kuzengurura, asi ndofunga vaona kuti aiwaka vanhingi vakabayiwa gore rapera nanhasi tichinavo, saka zvinoraramisa. Ndo zvaakuita kuti vanhu vanga vachiti wandei vari kuenda kunobayiwa nhomba. Chris.
Yebo Jonga, yes, sesilabo ke abantu abahlonitshwa esibanxusileyo. Yes, we have our guests starting us off. We are going to have Mr. Sipho Senkosi Machokomola Balule, and he is I'm not sure whether he is still a member of the EFF Zimbabwe. You can go ahead and tell us your background, Mr. Sipho Senkosi.
Firstly, I would like to greet all your viewers all over the world, and I greet them in the spirit of Ubuntu. I am no longer a member of EFF Zimbabwe. I did renounce my membership with that political party. I am a citizen of the world, and I am also a citizen of Zimbabwe. So I'm happy being an ordinary citizen of Zimbabwe, but with some experience in the political arena and also as a professional.
Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Balule, can you give us your take on the just ended elections, by-elections? Some were actually calling it a mini general election because there were quite a number of seats on grab. What's your take on that?
My take is that the result of the election is a very good result for the CCC. Having said that, I would warn that the supporters of CCC should not be carried away about this result, as good as it is. But this is by-election, and they performed very well, given that they are only about 2 months or 3 months old as a political party. But the players are older than that. They've been in the political arena for many years. And the leader, Nelson Chamisa, is known across the length and breadth of Zimbabwe. So that helped them quite a lot. And it also shows us that the citizens in Zimbabwe are ready for change, but they are looking for a credible political party that will offer, or that may offer, alternative to ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF has been there and has been the ruling party for many years, and Zimbabweans want change, but they shouldn't be taken for granted. The citizens shouldn't be taken for granted, and this election should provide CCC with a way of analyzing and making progress and making changes where necessary. The results should be looked at very, very carefully, given that still we see that CCC has not performed well in the rural areas. That is a very, very worrying development because ZANU-PF tends to win in the rural areas. So not much has changed, given that most of the seats that the CCC has won, the seats that were won by the opposition party anyway. And the CCC should not sit on their laurels really and think that, oh, well, you know, we are performing very well and everything is good. Because come 2023, ZANU-PF will prepare very hard and will hit them hard, whether by hook or crook, but the election will be fiercely contested, and ZANU-PF may throw in a lot of old tricks that they have used in the past to ensure their long stay in government.
Thank you so much, Tonga. We also have Regis Musango on the line. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Charumbira. Welcome to the show. But our viewers are not seeing your face. They are seeing a seat belt there.
All right. I just want to, you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Are you comfortable talking while driving and looking at the camera too?
No, I think I'm fine. I'll be stopping in a minute, so you can go ahead.
Okay, yeah, because we don't want to put you in danger. Mr. Charumbira, I think you heard what Mr. Balule, is it Balule or Balule?
Balule.
Mr. Balule, sorry for that. Well, you heard what Mr. Balule said, that CCC, yes, it performed very well, but the seats that it won, they already, most of them already belonged to opposition, MDC alliance, and they also lost to ZANU-PF in Makoni South and Epworth, and these seats, they belong to the MDC alliance. What can you say about the performance of ZANU-PF in this just ended by-elections, Mr. Charumbe?
Thank you very much. I'm stopping right here. Okay, so thank you very much for the opportunity. Let me say congratulations to ZANU-PF, because we fairly did very exceedingly well as a party, as a revolutionary party. We did retain some of the seats that we had lost in the previous election, 2018. And then we also gained 2 seats, which was immaculately a good experience for our party. I think you have seen that there's chaos in the MDC, which is now CCC, because they couldn't secure those urban votes or those urban seats that we took. So if I might say in other words that ZANU-PF actually shook the CC's camp, because they thought that even the urban votes all belong to them, but it's not true. We are coming for you in 2023, and this time, this election, this by-election, gave ZANU-PF power enthusiasm. It gave ZANU-PF the courage and the preparedness of our 2023 election. What I want to tell you is that in 2023, we are not a lip service political party, but we are a service delivery political party. You will see that by 2023, which is just next year, we are going to have a lot of achievements done by our president. That even anybody who is going to vote would have evidence in their face going into their secret ballot to cast their vote. What I want to assure Zimbabweans and all viewers is that we are not going to have a party that is being led by foreigners or by a foreign country to lead our revolutionary country. Zimbabwe is a sovereign country, and the politics of Zimbabwe are supposed to be manufactured by Zimbabweans. The jobs in Zimbabwe, construction of the country is supposed to be done by Zimbabwe. That's why we say
yes. Before you go any further, may you explain what you are saying there? What you mean by saying that you want Zimbabwe to be led by locals, by nationals? Because all the parties that participated in that participate in elections are led by Zimbabweans.
What I'm talking about, I'm talking about the fundamentals of other political parties. For example, the CCC. Where is Chamisa today? And Mahere. Why have they gone to the USA? So let me let the viewers know.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is the information you're saying that they were invited to Britain, that was denied yesterday. We checked with them. They said no, that's not true. And people, because of
they are not telling you. They are not telling you the truth.
Because of social media, people can do that. And also ZANU-PF officials, you are in Canada now. Can we say you are being funded and told what to do by Canada?
I am a member of the party. I'm not the leader of the party. When I'm going to be the leader of the party, I'll be in Zimbabwe. And what I wanted Zimbabweans to know is that a party that doesn't have any structure, a party that doesn't have a leadership, because the leadership is being manufactured outside Zimbabwe in a foreign country.
Okay.
We cannot. We in 2023 we are going to set the record straight.
Let's concentrate.
Zimbabweans are going to vote. Zimbabweans are going to vote for a national party, not a foreign-funded party.
But we should not use this platform to mislead people that the CCC is led by foreigners. That's not true. It's led by Zimbabweans, and also it's a new party. Just like this new dispensation, we hear ZANU-PF saying we are a new dispensation. Things have changed. So the CC party is no longer MDC Alliance. It's a new party. Just hold on. Let me hear from Mr. Balule. Maybe he needs to respond to that.
Yes, I need to respond to that. We have to be tolerant and respectful to each other as Zimbabweans. CCC is a political party which is registered within the laws of Zimbabwe and is led by Zimbabweans and is the party of the people of Zimbabwe. So it is not correct and it is not morally correct or legally sound to say that the political party is led by foreigners. It is basic and true, and it is utterly unacceptable that we treat each other that way. We should respect each other and respect our democracy. Our democracy is young, and we are trying as Zimbabweans to nurture democracy in the country. But to mislead people and to be insulting the people's intelligence, to say that a political party which is formed in Zimbabwe, designed in Zimbabwe, nurtured in Zimbabwe, and bred in Zimbabwe is a foreign political party is utter nonsense.
Yes, Mr. Karumia.
Thank you very much. I think I'll actually rubbish what he was saying, and the reason is because we want to look at where is the umbilical cord for the CCC or the MDC. We know that their umbilical cord is not in Zimbabwe; it's in the UK and in other Western countries. And we as ZANU-PF will stick to what we are saying.
That's campaign gimmick, Mr. Charumbira. You can stick to that because that's your campaign gimmick. It's just like the ZANU-PF government distancing itself from the former president Robert Mugabe era, saying we are a new dispensation. And yet, if CCC says we are a new party, you say that's not correct. What's the difference?
That is politics. It's a competition of ideas. So we are going to preach this gospel to our supporters and the citizens. That's the reason why we retained our seats and we got 2 extra seats from the CCC. It is because of this mantra that I'm talking about.
We are admitting that it's just political. So let's stick to that as political when campaigning. But when we are talking about facts, let's also respect each other. That's what Mr. Balu.
I think this is a political interview, so we have to stick to what we are saying.
This is a discussion. Yeah. It's a discussion. That's why we give you the opportunity to speak.
Okay.
And Mr. Balule does not belong to the CCC. If you had
so let me add.
Tim Muringai from the CCC is going to come in and respond. But I have to play advocate's devil because there is no one to respond for the other party until their member comes in.
That's fine. I just want to say 2 more points as I conclude I wanted to say a party that doesn't have a structure or a policy or a manifesto cannot win in 2023. And people have already seen on this by-election that what they are doing, they are following a man who is coming with a different slogan, who is coming with no ideology at all. And all what he wants is he wants to walk to the State House. That's why we said a person for him to walk to the State House, from where he is, the State House, a person who walk from Zimbabwe to China will be there before he can get to State House. It is because we are a party that has got delivered so many to the Zimbabweans. We achieve a lot and we deserve to retain power in 2023. And this is what is going to happen. We have not stopped the campaigning. We'll continue campaigning. Now we are drilling balls everywhere as a way of trying to make sure our people have fresh water. As we are working our way into the urban areas to return what was destroyed, devastated by this so-called MDC councils. So we are a party that has got delivery. We don't speak lip service, but what we do, our president is a man who listens and he acts. That's why even his name is called, when I'm sure you have seen some of the interviews, when they were asking him, why are you called that? He said, because I'm a man who waits, I listen, and then I strike at the right time. That's exactly what he has done. He is making sure that wherever there is a miss or a gap, he is going there at the right time and put things in order. Just watch what we are doing in Matabeleland. There will never be water shortage. And look at what we are doing even in Zimbabwe. We are opening big factories, big farms in Mvuma, where we are going to be producing coal and other products. Jobs are coming to Zimbabwe through this new dispensation. Whether MDC like it, whether foreigners like it or not, we as Zimbabweans, we are going to make sure that our nationals are going to make sure that that country is going to strive again.
Okay, thank you so much, Jonga. Let's watch a short video from Mr. Muonzora, the leader of the MDCT. He made, I think it was yesterday, when he held a press conference. Let's hear what he has got to say.
Oh, thank you very much. The question by Mr. Kiwa, SABC, what gives us the confidence? What gives us the confidence, number one, is the behavior, electoral behavior of the MDC throughout history. The electoral behavior of the MDC throughout history is cyclical, up, down, up, down, up, down. In 2000, MDC went it was up. It almost won the majority in parliament. In 2005, it went down. In 2008, it went up. In 2013, it went down. In 2018, in the presidential race, it went up. And in this by-election, it has gone down. And we are confident that it will go up come next election. What is important is that people did not go to vote. The mobilization of people to go and vote did not seem to work. And we are confident that we will be able to mobilize our people to go and vote. So we will be able to come up with the specific strategies that we are going to be using. Mavunga, you ask what went wrong. What went wrong, of course, is that there was too much apathy. We did not redress the issue of apathy. Theoretically, if everybody in the structures of the MDC had voted in Harare, you are looking at an average of
yes, that there was the MDCT leader also who leads the MDC, the Alliance, the MDC Alliance, showing some confidence there that they are going to do much better in 2023, Jonga.
Yes, Chris, I think we are expecting Mr. Tim Muringai from the Citizens Movement for Change, so that he responds to some of what Mr. Busango has been saying about the CCC. But yes,
and I don't know what happened. It looks like he's dropped.
Okay, ndofunga pari kuita dambudziko renetwork kutinge tichibata vaTim Muringai vebato reCitizens Coalition for Change vange vachipindurawo nekutipawo zvimwe zvavanenge vachitaura vakamirira bato ravo. Tine hurukuro yamanzwa yabva kunge ichiridzwa apa nekuratidzwa video vaMonzora vaDouglas Monzora vanove mutungamiri webato reMDCT vari zvakare mutungamiri webato reMDC Alliance rakakwikwidza musarudzo dze-by-election riri remubatanidzwa wemapato. Tanzwa vachitaura kuti aiwa zvinowanika zvokuti bato ravo rinomboti rokwira rodzika rokwira rodzika, hatizoti richazokwira richipfuura ipapo zviri zvarini. Ndofunga vaMuringai vapa chirongwa tinogamuchirai muchirongwa chedu vaMuringai.
Maita basa mukoma Chris na Jonga.
Thank you so much. Chris, you can start with throwing a question to Mr. Muringai.
Yes, Mr. Muringai, we have here. Unfortunately, I don't know if you were listening to our guest here, Mr. Regis Busango. You heard what he said?
Yes, I heard the first guest, but I guess my phone was dropping me or something is going on. But I heard everything. Yes, thank you.
Okay, so what's your response?
The response is simple. I mean, Triple C is a very brand new party. We were formed January 24. Yeah, and we did particularly well in these by-elections. And out of the
I think you are cut off again. Taita dambudziko Muringai foni yavo inenge yabva yadonha zvakare. Saka vaMusango munogona kumbotaura yenyu tichikurukura tichimirira kuti vamwe nhare dzavo dzinenge dzaita dambudziko vadzoke. Pane vari kuchema vana veZimbabwe vari kunze kwenyika nevari munyika nemamwe mapato ezvematongerwo enyika vaMusango vari kuti dai muna 2023 zvizvarwa zveZimbabwe zviri kunze kwenyika zvabvumidzwa kuvhota, iri kuchemerwa nevamwe inonzi Diaspora Forum. Munoti?
Thank you very much. I think ndangoti 1 second ndoda kungo add to what Muringai was saying. I think no vachadzoka zvavo. Ndaida kuti nditi nini vanga vachiti or not ivo, but pane narrative yokuti iyo vaJonga yokuti CCC is a brand new political party. It's not a brand new political party. Ndo pateta argument iya yokuti kana vanhu vachiti President Mnangagwa isiri kuti President Mnangagwa vari kumanya new dispensation. Anditika Kurad is a new president of our country. Vamwe vanoti no, he's been there in the old dispensation, therefore there is nothing new in Mnangagwa. Yeah. Same thing. So why then now do you want to say CCC is a brand new party? When did Chamisa started politics?
Mubvunzo wamakudzosera kwandiri vakarukira mubvunzo wandakubvunzai kuti imimi veZANU-PF munoda kuti munzi new dispensation nokuti vaMnangagwa vauya vamutungamiri webato mushure mesarudzo vamutungamiri wehurumende zvakare. Asi rimwe bato rakati tashandukawo tani taibva munoramba ndomubvunzo wakagosera.
Handifuri kuona kuti politics dzacho dzokuZimbabwe dzakunakidza. This is what we were saying before vajonga tichiti tikaita politics dzokuti dzine tolerance yakaitaurwa isusu seZANU-PF we've got no problem. Makaona kuti even president vedu vakaashua kuti even kuti international community pavanga vari kuBelarus paya kuBrussels paya patakataura paya vakaenda vakanvataurira kuti tiri kuita by elections and our by elections are going to be free and fair and they are going to be free from violence, and for sure I'm sure even CCC can actually confirm that unless crying babies zvao.
Thank you so much. Vacharumbira mambobata yenyumbariro vadzoka vapedzi then muhamachipanana mashoko amurira kupanana enderai mberi vamuringai.
Ndinofara nekuti
vamuringai foni yenyu iri kutiita seiko. Alright, zvisinei vacharumbira pedzi aitiende kuna vaBalule vamuringai vachidzoka.
I don't know what's wrong with Muringai, because every time I try to bring someone up he drops. I don't know what's the problem.
Regai tigonzwa yedu tichimirira ivavo vacharumbira 30 seconds vavhusango mupedze zvamamuchitaura then tonzwa kuna vaBalule.
Right, what I was saying is let's just be very civil to each other. We are just one country, one person, one tradition really in Zimbabwe. We cannot continue to have rhetoric, too much rhetoric that doesn't give Zimbabweans anything. If a political party loses elections, let it leave and not continue to bug until the next election. We as ZANU-PF, we are committed. We are not going to lose because we know we win. But if we lose these elections, for sure we'll walk away and let whoever win these elections take over. And we will not be bugging like crying babies each and every day until 5 years is over. So what we are saying is, Chamisa is not new to politics. When MDC started in 2000 or 1999, he was there as one of the founding principles of the party. Comrade Mnangagwa was there since 1963 as a founding member of ZANU-PF. He being there in the old dispensation of Comrade Robert Mugabe is not a sin that now is a president. And if Chamisa has started the CCC, don't tell me that is a new party. If you say it's a new party, then agree with me that we have got a new dispensation. That's what I want Zimbabweans to know.
It's a new party. It's not like the government of Zimbabwe. The government of Zimbabwe remains the same, and the ZANU-PF remained in power. Unlike these people, they have a new name, new address, and new everything.
Same person, different cuts.
Let's hear from Mr. Balule. Mr. Balule. Hello, Mr. Balule.
Yes, I'm here.
I saw you when he said we are one, and that was in agreement of what you were saying all along. Go ahead.
It is indeed. And what we must recognize is that we have a system, which is a political system, which is working for everyone in Zimbabwe, despite that the system is corrupted by the political entities, the political parties. But we have a system which is constitutional. The constitutional system is that we should have a regular, fair elections in Zimbabwe, and that political parties that are registered should participate in those elections. So as a fair-minded Zimbabwean who respect all other citizens of the country, I do listen to different views espoused by different citizens in Zimbabwe, and we must all strive to do the same, whether you are ZANU-PF, CCC, or MDC, or EFF. We should all listen to each other, try to find each other, and try to find ways to fix the country. That's all that we need to do as citizens. And it is not really helpful to any Zimbabweans, whether in the diaspora or in the country, to hear political parties shouting insults to each other. We must tolerate each other. The political ideology is different between ZANU-PF and CCC. That's fine. Yeah, we should have a fair contest, and the citizens are intelligent enough to choose who they want to run the affairs of the country, and they must be afforded that opportunity. We hear time and again political parties promising us all sorts of situations, all sorts of scenarios, and that's their business. They are in the business of politics, but we have to have credibility. And I hear the gentleman talking so enthusiastically about ZANU-PF. He has a right to talk enthusiastically about ZANU-PF, but he does not have a right to be untruthful. That is not right. He has to stick to the facts, and he has to stick to the principle of respecting all other citizens. As far as CCC is concerned, I am not a member of CCC. I'm not a member of ZANU-PF, but I respect both political parties. As a citizen, I have to choose who I want to vote for. It may not be the two of them. It may not be, or I may vote for an independent, but I have that right, and that's a fundamental right for me to exercise, to choose who the leader is. But ultimately, the people of Zimbabwe are the ones who should be electing their leaders freely and fairly.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so when you look at the CCC, to you, is it a new party or it's just old wine in new skin?
I'm talking about facts and evidence because I am a professional and I stick to facts and evidence. The fact and the evidence that we have is that it's a new political party. I'm saying that because it has been registered as a new political party. I think before January or before December, we didn't have a name CCC. It wasn't registered as a political party. It's a new political party with actors who have been in other political parties. And the name Nelson Chamisa is known throughout Zimbabwe. He was the leader of MDCA and is now the leader of CCC. If we stick to facts, this is a new political party. That's a fact. That's evidence. How can you try to twist around that evidence or to twerk your way around it? I don't even understand. It boggles my mind. It is a new political party.
Thank you, Mr. Barule. It reminds me of soccer. You know, if someone buys a franchise, I don't think that remains with the old name. They buy a franchise, they use a new name for their franchise. I remember many teams in Zimbabwe, they were being sold and bought, and then they assume those new names. Okay, let's pray that this time Mr. Muringai will have him for a minute, because each time he speaks, I think Mr. Tarumbira pulls the trigger there. See, he's gone again.
He's gone again.
Yeah, he's disappeared again. Okay. I had thrown a question to you, Mr. Tarumbira, about Diaspora Forum, and you were going to respond to that.
Yes, I think my brother there is talking about the facts. I think one thing I want Zimbabweans to know is that we have got a problem of hatred, where a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people, nationals of Zimbabwe, they hate ZANU-PF so much for reasons that they have of their own. For example, we had Mike Tyson, who was a boxer in the United States, and he retained titles for a long time, to a point where people ended up hating him because they wanted him to lose. You see, politics is a game. When you are a champion and you want to retain your championship, so long you got the energy and the capacity, nobody should stop you. So long you are following the rules of the game, you will continue to win that championship until Jesus comes back. And I foresee ZANU-PF going to stay in this race and be the winner for a long time. Diaspora vote is a concern to all of us. It is a concern to ZANU-PF supporters and all other nationals who are living outside Zimbabwe, because they really want to exercise their constitutional right They really want to also cast their vote, but they are unable to do so because they are far away from the homeland. Now, how can we have these people cast their vote? The issue that we have with Zimbabwe nationals is that the moment we want to have this diaspora vote be available for our citizens, with the budgets we have, with the sanctions that are on us, and the whole thing, whether people like it or not, it rests on sanctions. The Zimbabwe has been on embargoes. Those embargoes, political, economic embargoes, make us fail to have enough resources to go out there and have our people campaign and even go and do their duties in order for us to have this diaspora vote. It's not just a mere event where you just go to New York. You know, I've been in the United States. United States is a big country. Whenever we have our functions there are people coming from all over, and there are different time zones. And you wonder how all this can be done. We are a small country, Zimbabwe. And the fact that this diaspora vote needs a lot of machination for us to be able to do it correctly. Because what we don't want to do is, as a party or as a government, is we don't want to activate it and then we activate it the wrong way. That's why we are saying we are going to wait until the right time for us to have the diaspora vote. But does it mean that ZANU-PF supporters are enjoying this? No, we are not. How can I enjoy that? I want to vote, my family want to vote, and I'm all the way here in Canada. The only way I can vote is to go to Zimbabwe. So we don't want here to come against each other and say, no, ZANU-PF is trying to play a game. They are trying to play a race card. They are trying to play whatever, because they don't want, they know that they will lose. No, we have got so much of our supporters in the diaspora. We have got lots of even white nationals who are flocking back to Zimbabwe, who actually can even vote from wherever they are. And that's a fact. Whether anybody likes it, an opposition party thinks that all people who went to the diaspora, they went there because they didn't like the government. No, we have got Zimbabweans who have been going outside our country since the 1890s and even beyond. We've got people who have left Zimbabwe almost 60, 70 years ago. Were they living because of ZANU-PF? No, they had their own reasons. But we know that there was a flux of people in the 1999, 2000s who left Zimbabwe, and they left not because of political reasons. A lot of people have filed asylum in the diaspora. They did not file asylum because they were chased by Mugabe. They've never even touched his arm or his hand or to greet him. But they went there to get papers in the diaspora saying we were chased by ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF has never chased even a single person in Zimbabwe. If so, it means that those people who left claiming that ZANU-PF was abusing them or their rights were infringed by the political party that is running the country right now, it was because they were offside. The law is concerned in Zimbabwe. So now they had a reason to stay in America or in Canada by saying what? ZANU-PF, if I go back, I'll be threatened. But I want to tell you, as I'm ending my point at this point, that ZANU-PF has garnered so much support in the diaspora, you can't believe it. I'm a chairperson of ZANU-PF, and I can tell you that. If I'm going to have a vote here in Canada, if it's not going to be 50-50, me as a chairman, I'll pull more votes than MDC. Why? Because we've achieved so much in our country, and I know how to articulate what my president has done. But what can you articulate about what Chamisa has done? What has he done? What has he brought on the table? Lip service? No. They're saying no. Because they know that the party that can give them life, one party, ZANU-PF. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Jonga, we are joined by another ZANU-PF member, Dr. Frank Guni, while we are waiting for Tim Muringai. I don't know if he's going to make it. But Dr. Guni, your brief summary of what you think about the by-elections, what they show.
Well, the by-elections show that our party, ZANU-PF, is growing in leaps and bounds in areas that were presumed to be preserved of the opposition political parties in the urban areas. As noted, we have gained seats that were originally in the hands of the MDC in Ekweth and Mutasa. And also, if you look at the cumulative number of votes, the key difference, even though CC, whether you want to call it CC or MDC, if you look at the cumulative total number of votes cast in this by-election, the difference of the total cumulative numbers is less than 2%. That shows you that ZANU-PF significantly gained inroads into urban areas. Again, these are areas that were presumed to be a preserve of the opposition political parties. And it's an indication that come 2023, our party, ZANU-PF, is geared towards a resounding victory, even in areas where we were presumed not to do well. If you look at other regions, for instance, if you take Matabeleland regions, 20 out of 24 electoral seats are in ZANU-PF hands, and we intend to retain those seats. So if you look at Zimbabwe as a whole, ZANU-PF is doing very well. It also speaks to the resonance of ZANU-PF policies and the development agenda of the new dispensation and the physical results that people are witnessing on the ground, from roads, dams, infrastructure development, water, sanitation, power, energy. People can see these practical things, and the people respond to what they see physically, not lip service, not very wonderful words like spaghetti and all that nonsense.
But Dr. Guni, before Chris chips in, the opposition, we know they've been at the helm of local governments, but they are also claiming interference from the central government.
That's a cheap excuse. Local authorities are in the hands of opposition political parties. They collect rates from the residents. We don't interfere in the collection of rates. They collect the rates, they buy themselves cars, they allocate themselves housing stands, they even build houses in the middle of roads. They take school zone areas, they take wetlands areas, and they build houses for themselves and their cronies. That is pure corruption. That has nothing to do with ZANU-PF.
But
it has taken our central government and the president of Zimbabwe and the president of our party to say we cannot let our cities go into such rotten and run down infrastructure. And you can see the differences where the central government has taken a step to intervene where the opposition political parties have failed.
The same happens in the central government and in the ruling party. We have had cases of corruption. And if these people were corrupt, why were they not taken to courts?
There are many pending cases in Harare, for instance, for opposition from the mayor and the past mayors. They all have cases pending before the court because of corruption. If you go to Chitingwisa, it's even worse. I mean, ZANU-PF has not run an urban city in the past almost 2 decades. And look at what has happened. Everything has been run down. And all what I'm saying is, believe it or not, people respond to physical change. People see what the central government and the ZANU-PF government is doing to change the lives of people in our country, whether be it in rural areas or in urban areas where, I mean, look at Harare today. Harare was called the Sunshine City. And since the opposition have been running it, there are boreholes everywhere. The whole city is being run on boreholes. Where have you seen the capital city of a country being run on boreholes?
You say you brought in something very, very important. The president has promised the whole country boreholes. What's the difference there?
Oh yeah, the president has promised fresh running water in rural areas, but also as a temporary stopgap to mitigation measure. Because look at what happened. Let's take Harare and
urban areas. They recently they drilled a bowl in St. Mary's.
Yes, as a stopgap measure, because it's gonna take a lot of time.
Opposition was doing the same, Dr. Guni. It was a stopgap measure.
And who ran down the system? Who ran down the system that was there?
They claim that the government is interfering.
No, that's nonsense. That's absolute nonsense. They are running water reticulation and sewer systems in all the urban cities. ZANU-PF has nothing to do with it.
They claim that ZANU-PF is using that to win back the seats by interfering in the running of the councils. Chris.
Now, let me hear them say that, and I can respond effectively with factual evidence.
Yes, Dr. Guni, looking historically at elections in Zimbabwe, especially by-elections, ZANU-PF has hardly lost by-election, but this time we had almost more than 20 by-elections being won by the opposition. What does this tell you about the historical perspective and also where we are going as a country in terms of elections?
No, it doesn't change anything. Like I said before, all these seats were majority of the seats were in the opposition hands. ZANU-PF retained every seat that we had. We took back all the seats that we had under this by-election, and we gained more seats from the opposition. That's a fact. And it's an indication that ZANU-PF is constant. It's consistent in its policies. It means people are agreeing with ZANU-PF policies. That's why we're winning.
What about the historical fact that in the past ZANU-PF has been winning by election?
It remained constant. We have not lost any seat in this election either.
But
we have won all the seats that we had, and we gained more. That's winning.
But the opposition won, which was very hard for them in the past. But now they managed to win all those seats.
No, these were seats that they were holding already. And again, look at the demographics. We are talking of seats in the urban areas. Urban areas always cast protest votes because they do play to the mantra of the opposition without looking at facts. And again, urban cities, they've always been the strongholds of the opposition. And the fact that our party, ZANU-PF, is gaining new seats in those areas is an indication that our party, besides our rural stronghold, we are making inroads into the so-called opposition stronghold. That's a big gain on our side. And if anybody doubts, wait until 2023 and you see what I'm saying. These results are a reflection that people are resonating with our policies. Admittedly, the opposition is popular in urban cities. That's a fact. And we do accept that. But we are making inroads in those areas too. And going back to your question, ZANU-PF has not lost a single seat under this by-election. If anything, we actually gained seats.
Yeah, but in the past, even those seats that the ruling party, the opposition will be holding. I'll give you an example of Cholocho, and I'll give you an example of Insiza. Those seats had been in the hands of the opposition, but come by-election in Cholocho, I think, I can't remember his name, passed on, and there was a by-election, ZANU-PF took over. And
yes,
they have been on it for now, but the fact remains that when it came to by-elections, ZANU-PF was always winning.
If anything, this is the beauty of democracy. It actually is a very good thing for us as ZANU-PF that other political parties are able to grab some of the seats, because we don't want democracy to be spoken about. It has to be reflective of the real situation on the ground in our country. It does show that despite what our detractors say, ZANU-PF allows people to have free choice to choose whomsoever they want. We see people choosing the opposition. It does give credence to our preaching of the fact that there is democracy in Zimbabwe. People have freedom to choose whomever they want. And that's a good reflection. But it doesn't necessarily mean that ZANU-PF is losing. We didn't lose anything. Again, I repeat, we gained seats.
Okay. Mr. Balule, what's your take on this issue?
I think really things are more complicated than the speaker is putting them or painting them to be. But he has stated some facts which are also credible and also welcome in the sense that it is actually a proper debate and is articulating how they see things in ZANU-PF. However, I think as ordinary citizens, we do see things differently. And we have a right to express as such that we see things differently. For example, we do know that ZANU-PF has been in power for 4 decades or so, and we do know that state infrastructure has been run down around that time. Yes, there are pockets of where we see that ZANU-PF and government, in fact, government is trying to rehabilitate some of our infrastructure, which is long overdue. And it is the duty of the government to do so. It's not that the government is doing the people of Zimbabwe a favor. It is actually their duty. They have a duty to do so. And in terms of democracy, I would say by and large, Zimbabwe has a system where citizens participate in a democratic process to choose their leaders. It is another question whether the system is fair or not fair, but I'm not going to be here to talk for any other political party or any political party at all. I'm talking as an observer who has been a participant in Zimbabwean politics. I know that ZANU-PF does have upper hand because it's the ruling party which is controlling state resources and also controlling state institutions, whether that is right or wrong. But our institutions are not strong to withstand the political force by those who are in power. Yes, if you look at the elections again, as I did say earlier, that MDC retained most of the seats that they had held before, but it is a good result for them, but they haven't made massive inroads in the rural areas, which is a worry, because we have to be honest here, because ZANU-PF has a very strong position in the rural areas. Unless and until MDC, not MDC, CCC, make credible inroads in the rural areas, it will be in trouble in 2023. CCC has to come up with a plan and a strategy how to penetrate the rural areas, and the government and ZANU-PF have to be tolerant to allow all the citizens to campaign and participate in any part of Zimbabwe, because we do hear reports of suspected violence or people being intimidated or people being prevented from carrying out political activities. I am saying that we hear reports because I do not have facts whether those reports are true or not, but we have heard that. But other than that, this is a political climate, a political contest, and all the political parties should have a right to participate freely and fairly. And ZANU-PF has its ideology, has its aspirations, and has its ambitions. CCC has its ideology and ambitions. I did hear the speaker saying, oh, you know, all these spaghetti roads, nonsense and all that. But with respect, that is the political aspiration of CCC, and they have a right to have those ambitions on behalf of the people of Zimbabwe. And if the people of Zimbabwe elected them into power, we have to respect that, and we have to support whichever government is in power, as long as the government is delivering for the people, as long as the government respects the people.
Thank you so much, Mr. Palule. Unfortunately, we have come to almost the end of the show, but because Mr. Muringai was dropping in and off, I think we're just going to give him a chance to say his mind, and in about two minutes, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Sorry about that connection. You know, I will ask Koma Jonga to send me a new phone. But anyway, The Triple C is a brand new party, like we had said earlier. And I think with this election that happened, it has shown that people are about the citizen movement. Thank you, Mr. Balule, for telling the truth of what's going on the ground. The people in Zimbabwe really need change. And we've heard ZANU-PF from 1980 promising all these things. I think their mantra during the war was one man, one vote, equality to everybody, and all those things that the Triple C is now saying. So what I'm going to say is this: 19 out of 28 of the parliamentary seats and 2 that was Epworth and Mtasa South that were taken is just a learning curve that we're coming into ourselves as a new party. The President President Chamisa has already said that we are going to petition for a free and fair electoral environment where everybody is not intimidated for their vote. They can express themselves in a free and fair manner. We saw how election buying was going on in Binga, but we still won that vote where the president and his vice president went there and used taxpayers' money to buy bicycles and all that other stuff. We don't need that on election day or election week. People need that beforehand. Boreholes, yes, we need them, but we don't need them when election season is up front. People are struggling on a daily basis. I was going to respond to Kuru Charumbira's view that ZANU-PF has held their fort by providing a lot of the promises. That it's a lie. They said that CSC will be running by now with 5,000 jobs. Zisco still will be up and running. We would have the dual highway from Beitbridge to Chirundu by now, the 2 billion. They said investors were coming to Zimbabwe. So we've heard this thing, yes, ZANU-PF, year in, year out, and people are basically tired. I think Triple C in 2023 is the home for everyone that wants progression. Even you, my brother, Mr. Guni, I haven't seen you in a long time. Triple C is here for you. We are inviting you to come through. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like I said, unfortunately, time is not on our side.
Then we will continue already.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much. We'll do this again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry for the thing.
For the no
network, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, no problem. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Jonga. We have come to the end of the show. So we'd like to thank our guests for joining us, for gracing this show, and we hope to join them soon. My name is Chris Gande. Good night, Zimbabwe.
Neni Jonga Kandemiri, Mara Zvakanaka vana veZimbabwe.